4chan is seething about the Kirby Air Riders Metacritic score. Oh no, it's only a 78. This is Nintendo's big holiday game of the year. I guess Nintendo is going to go out of business and they're going to sell themselves to Sony and all of their movies are going to be woke. Like, this is the beginning of the end, guys. Like, every single time we have to deal with this nonsense. Generally favorable. Oh, but if it's under an 80, that means it's bad. I think it just had a seizure. I think I'm too old for this game. My 32-year-old brain can't handle this kind of speed. I suddenly have a new appreciation for Mario Kart. What? Like, just playing the lessons yesterday, I thought, oh no, because my kids are super excited about it, but it feels so chaotic. Their young brains will handle it better than my 34-year-old one. Yeah, all these old 34-year-olds, all these old 30-year-old boomers just struggling to keep up with Kirby Air Riders. Wow. Wow. So over the past several weeks, we've seen a lot of concern trolling about Kirby Air Riders because a lot of people thought that this game was going to be disappointing. It wouldn't live up to expectations. That Air Ride was one of the worst games on the GameCube. You know, people threw out all kinds of weird allegations against Air Riders. And as the game gets closer and closer to release, as of this recording, it releases in another 10 hours. You're seeing more and more people spurg out about it. Like, a lot of people are very, very dead set against this game. Those who aren't are using it to are weaponizing against other Nintendo games. But for those who are downplaying this game, they are insistent that this game is too complicated, that it's too hard, that we don't need another racing game, that Nintendo has just completely dropped the ball. And if they're defending it, it's because of Sakurai and not because of Nintendo in general. Like, they hate Kirby Air Riders. It is remarkable to see just how many people have been adamantly trying to like shit talk this game. And it's been happening since it was unveiled, but I'm curious what the copes are. Let's see if we can find any. Nintendo haters are latroons. I guess I am a troon as well. Let's see. I want Mario. Let's see. It literally has one bad review, and it's by some retard. Let's see, Metro Game Central. The most baffling Nintendo release of recent years with a quasi remake of one of the GameCube's worst games that seems specifically designed to irritate and confuse would be players. So, this is the only negative review. You always see this with Nintendo games where you have like one really terrible review that just drags the average down. Usually it's Jim Sterling, but these days it's randos doing it. Retards treating 30s and even 40s as being old really is something else. It used to be that old was like 65 plus, but now anything over 21 and you may as well be a fossil. Yep, yep. Genuinely, what happened to make discussion around Nintendo games so schizophrenic in recent years? Yeah. So, like, this is the interesting thing about Air Riders is because this was a sequel to a very polarizing game that's very controversial, and people pulled out all their usual tactics to try and downplay it, and yet you're seeing more and more that people are beginning to notice things. You know, people are beginning to notice that, like, wait a minute, you spurg out about every single Nintendo release, and it's just hilarious watching this play out worse than I expected with the Nintendo and Kirby bonus. But everything leading up to this made it seem like a complicated mess for autists with extreme ADHD. I still don't know what the fuck it is, but the original sucked, and this one looks just as uninteresting. What? They're just coping over not being able to adapt or learn. Let's see. Nintendo fans are human, so when they have to deal with actual human dialogue, they think it's schizophrenic. Skip, slap it or slap it, slap. No wonder Tim absolutely despises the Game Awards and only focus on sales, and more sales from a dead country. Man, talk about like embarrassing. People are seething so hard about this. Like, they are so mad that Air Riders has a lot of hype around it. At least the Kirby threads are genuinely untouched. But I suppose I gotta get it out of their system with the release right around the corner. Won't stop me from buying and enjoying it though. Have fun being miserable. Please stop. I can only laugh so hard. Tortanic over 14 years ago created a culture that celebrated failure more than success. Instead of people being excited for what may be fun, enjoyable, rather people are itching for the biggest flops. Let's see. All the squealing in this thread highlights why reviewers can't be honest. The game is a reheated GameCube Kissioj from 23 years ago. As 78 is already a dishonestly high score, and you babies can't help but cry about it anyway. When gamers are exactly the reason why 8 out of 10 is average, anything below is dog shit. Critics are mortified of backlash and often man children, so they have to inflate everything to hell and do their teeth. It's been this way for literally decades. There are people who thought an 8 was a spit in the face and a massive insult worth flooding comment sections about and sending death threats. Zero exclusives. Pages and category. Nintendo Switch 2 only games. Dragon Drive. Oh wow. Donkey Kong Bonanza. Port. Reskin of Mario Odyssey. Dragon Drive. Shovelware. The Duskbloods. Shovelware. Fast Fusion. Shovelware. Port with Hyrule Warriors. Age of Imprisonment. Port with extra content. Kirby Air Riders. Port. The Legend of Dark Witch. Episode 4. Shovelware, Mario Kart World, port of Mario Kart 8, Mousework, Shovelware, Nintendo Switch 2, Welcome Shore, Shuck and More. Wow. So everything is shovelware or a port, according to Nintendo haters right now. Wow, that is embarrassing. That is cringe. So yeah, like people are trying to downplay this game. They've been trying to insist it's not going to be a big deal, and it obviously is. There's just nothing that anybody can do to downplay it or ignore it, and we're in this weird like period where people are just kind of coping about it. Like this is something that wasn't supposed to happen, and I do think that game journals are going to be scared going forward because if something like Kirby Air Ride can come back after 20 years and be hugely successful, what's next? Like people are like doom and glooming about Prime 4 right now, but like theoretically like anything can come out at any time. So it's embarrassing to see Kirby Air Ride haters like pull out all the stops to try and downplay this game, but they have been completely and utterly wrecked.